Why outside, Shaggy? With the zombies? Where the hell are we gonna go? Thorn asked. Just drive around in the mystery machine. Like Fred said I can borrow it, Shaggy replied, showing Thorn the mystery machine keys. They headed outside of the bunker and then climbed into the mystery machine before driving off. While the two lovebirds were off on their alone time, Daphne and Fred were walking down the hallway of the bunker. Shaggy and Thorn had told everyone that they were a couple, and they all supported their love for each other. While walking down the hall, Fred and Daphne looked to see Max in one of the testing rooms. He wasn't on the chair that he was when they arrived. Where's Max? He's not on the chair, Fred said. I have no idea either. Let's investigate the room, Daphne replied, opening the door as she and Fred entered the room. There were no traces of blood or anything to leave clues on where Max was, until Daphne saw a note on the ground. She picked up the note and it was written by Max himself. Freddy, I found a note here. This looks like it came from Max. As Daphne said that, Fred joined Daphne as they began to read the note. Max here. June 27th is the day I write this. I've been beaten up by a group of raiders just before coming to Secrenomicon bunker. Ever since reviving the cat creatures, my life has been a roller coaster. Ever since Mystery Inc. had imprisoned me and my friends, I have been wanting to get back at them for quite some time. Since the world is now shit due to the zombies, Steve and Laura and I have been keeping the book of Frontier of the Dead, or whatever the hell it's called. I lost Steve when he was bitten by one of them and took off, fearing of me and Laura becoming one of them. Laura was bitten on the shin and took her own life to a bullet to the head. I was lost and depressed without my friends to help me. I don't freaking know if the cat creatures are alive or not. I could care less if they are all dead. After I was beaten up by those raiders near Secrenomicon bunker, I was found by a group of survivors from the bunker, and they took me in. After I was in the hospital bed for a few hours to rest, they put me in isolation in this room. They saw that I was bitten by a zombie. Hell, I didn't even know that I was bitten. Maybe I gotten bitten while out and didn't notice it. Who the hell knows how I got bitten? I have been in this room for God knows how long, as I have lost track of how many days, maybe weeks even. I may become one of them, if anyone reads this. Goodbye. As soon as Daphne and Fred finished reading the note, a growl emerged from the right corner of the darkness. Max stepped out of the shadows with tentacles for arms. He had mutated into a tendril. Daphne and Fred had to get their weapons, so they ended up turning and head for the door. They opened the door and they quickly ran out of the room and shut the door. Max was trying to break the door down. Daphne rushed around the area to find a weapon to kill the tendril. Looking around, she found a chainsaw on the table, just outside of the room. They came out on the table. Daphne reaches for the chainsaw and revs it up to get it going. Fred then pushes the door open, forcing Max to be flung away from the door. He then shut the door just as Daphne got close to the tendril, with chainsaw in hand. She then plunged the chainsaw into the left set of tentacles of the tendril. Outside of the room in the common area, Dusk, Luna, Velma, and Lunar could hear the chainsaw being revved up and cutting into flesh. This concerned them. Thinking that someone was in danger, they followed the noise of the chainsaw. Once they got close to the sound of where the chainsaw was coming from, Velma looked inside through the window of the door. She saw Daphne that was holding a chainsaw, and she was killing a zombified Max with it. So that's where the sound is coming from? Velma thought, seeing the carnage before her eyes. As Daphne continues using the chainsaw, she splits the tendril's tentacles' arms off, before smashing the saw into the skull of the zombie, killing it. Daphne and Fred looked like they were getting attacked, Lunar said, seeing the carnage in the room. I hope they didn't get hurt or worse, Luna added. As Daphne killed the tendril, the chainsaw ran out of gas. She was covered in blood. All over her once purple outfit that she wore during Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, and Cyber Chase was now covered in blood. Fred was covered in blood too, but not drenched in it like Daphne is. They turned to see Velma, Dusk, Luna, and Lunar that walked into the room. What the hell happened? Velma asked. It looks like a bloodbath here. What happened to you two? You're both covered in blood, and Daphne's drenched in it, Luna said. Fred and I were walking down the hallway. We didn't know that one of the scientists from the other room from Scorpion Ridge was locked up here. When we found this note, it was clear that he was bitten, and this came out as a tendril and attacked us, Daphne replied, handing the note to Velma so she, Dusk, Luna, and Lunar could read it. He was bitten by the sounds of what this note says and mutated into a tendril? Dusk asked. Yeah, and tried to attack us until Daphne used a chainsaw to kill it, Fred said. At least you two are okay. When we heard the chainsaw sounds, we started to get a little worried. Started to get worried and thought that something was wrong, Luna replied. At least you're both okay. That's what matters. Why don't you go and have a shower and take off these blood-stained clothes? I'll bring some clean ones as well as I wash them, Velma suggested. That will work. Want to join me, Daph? Fred asked Daphne. You know I cannot turn down an offer like that, Fred. Let's head to the showers and have some fun together. Daphne chuckled, smirking seductively at Fred, if you know what I mean. As Daphne and Fred headed for the showers to wash off the blood, Velma took their blood-stained clothes to wash them. During that time, Lunar brought Daphne and Fred some dried clothes for them to change into after their shower. Scooby was playing with the other dogs in the area of Necronomicon Bunker. He made a lot of new dog friends. Shaggy was always encouraged Scooby to make new friends, although Scooby was a shy dog. Just then, a golden retriever shows up in the kennel to play with the dogs. She had a peace sign and a necklace around her neck. It took Scooby a bit to realize that it was Amber. Since during that alien fiasco, he nor Shaggy have seen Amber with her owner Crystal for quite a long time. Ramber? Scooby asked, walking up to the golden retriever. Is it Roo? Why, yes it is, Scooby. You almost didn't recognize me, Amber replied, questioning Scooby. I almost didn't, Scooby said, seeing Crystal with the other dogs as well as Amber. She looked up from her magazine, recognizing Scooby talking to Amber. She walked in the kennel to talk to him. Hey, Scooby, it's me, Crystal, remember? Crystal said, hoping Scooby would remember her. Rhea, I remember you, Crystal, Scooby replied, licking Crystal's face. I hope Shaggy's here. I haven't seen him in a while. How has he been doing? Crystal asked. Raggy's rude, Scooby answered. That's good. I want to talk to him the next time I see him. Dr. Adler said he is out of the bunker for a while. I came to visit Earth when the zombie outbreak started here, mainly because I wanted to look at houses for rent, Crystal said. You mean you're living here? Scooby asked. Yes, I hope Shaggy returns soon. I want to know how he's doing, Crystal said. Just as she said that, Shaggy and Thorn showed up to check on Scooby. Hi, Scoob, Shaggy said, alerting the Great Dane as he ran towards his best friend. As Scooby jumped on Shaggy, he knocked him to the ground, kissing his face. Raggy, Ramber, and Ristle are here, Scooby announced, getting off of Shaggy as Thorn helped him up. You mean, zoinks! You're right, Scoob. Crystal and Amber are here, Shaggy said, as Crystal and Amber walked up towards them. Hey, Shaggy. It's been a long time since we last saw each other, Crystal said. How are you holding up in this outbreak? Why, we're doing fine here. What brought you and Amber here? Shaggy asked. I'm looking at getting a house here, but since the zombies are out, I've come to hide in this bunker, Crystal explained. I see this is your girlfriend? Crystal asked, noticing that Thorn was with them. Yes, I'm Thorn from the Hex Girls. It's a band that I'm in, while my real name is Sally McKnight. Nice to meet you, Crystal, Thorn said, then looked at Shaggy. You know her? Yeah, I know Crystal. During the time where Scooby and I with Mystery Inc. were at Scorpion Ridge. Our mystery machine broke down there, and while we waited for our van to get repaired, Scoob and I ran into her and Amber, Shaggy explained. Oh, that makes sense now, Thorn said. Shaggy saved me and Amber from those free scientists during that whole alien fiasco. However, Shaggy, he did somewhat have a crush on me back then, but since now you're his girlfriend and that you're a couple, I congratulate the two of you on being together, Crystal replied. Why, Crystal, since you've been looking at buying a house when the zombies are over and the world's gone back to normal, do you plan to live in a house here? Because if that's the case, may we arrange a day for us to have Scoob and Amber have playdates? Shaggy questioned. I don't mind that, as long as your girlfriend doesn't mind, Crystal stated. I don't mind that at all. I know Shaggy wouldn't cheat on me. He is no cheater. Besides, why would he sleep with someone when he has me? Thorn replied. Then she laughed along with Shaggy and Crystal. Scooby and Amber even started to laugh too. Scooby even fell on his back while laughing like a hyena on drugs. It won't be a one-night stand, Sally. I respect that Shaggy's with you. I've heard of the Hex Girls before, on TV and newspapers. I want to say it's so nice to meet one of you from the band, Crystal said. My other two bandmates are helping Dr. Adler with something, but they'll be glad to meet you. Shaggy did say you met the rest of the gang as well. Your dog is very friendly and cute, Thorn replied, patting Amber on as she stood beside her. Maybe we'll do a girls' night one day. I'm sure that'll be fun, Crystal stated. As a few days went on the outbreak, Thorn's symptoms of the serum of the first dose she took started to subside more often by the fourth day. She hasn't gone berserk since the day where the Raiders were playing hardball. At least she has been calm most of the time. It's been 7 days since she had her first dose, and she went to see Dr. Adler for the second dose of the serum in vials of the vaccine that the gang found. Once Thorn took the second dose, she felt a lot better and was announced no longer a carrier of the virus within 24 hours, since the second dose took effect. The gang and the Hex Girls, along with Lunar, Crystal, and Amber, were in an office that hasn't been occupied in quite a while. They had plans to head over to the wasteland, and as they have plans to stop the zombie outbreak. With the help of the spell book that was used to bring the zombies and cat creatures back to life, will be in use to end the outbreak. Lunar had suggested getting the mystery machine a bit of an upgrade, to which they had plans to turn into some big-ass monster truck. The mechanics will be here to model up your mystery machine into a monster truck that will be useful for getting around blockages, Lunar said. We'll take the Jeep and follow you guys, and we'll get to the wasteland no problem. As long as we make it there alive, and not have any problems, Thorn added. Since the cat creatures are dead, the scientists fought in Scorpion Ridge are dead, we have a chance to have no problems or interruptions. So this is where we will win, Fred stated proudly. Dr. Adler has some weapons here that will be useful, but we would have to go to Fort Pasture to get some explosives, Lunar said. Why does Suckernock Bunker not have that? Velma questioned. I don't know. That's something I have no idea about, Lunar answered. The mystery machine was remodeled as a monster truck within a few days, to which it was powerful. Everyone got in the mystery machine, as Fred would have to drive the monster truck, although he's never driven one. The remainder of the people that were not in the monster truck took the Jeep so they could follow behind. As they were getting closer to Fort Pasture, they could hear cries for help by someone inside of the outpost. Confused as they were, the gang along with the Hex Girls and their friends got out of their vehicles. They could see some mutated zombies attacking the soldiers. It happened to be the leader who was crying for help, as he was the commander of Fort Pasture. He noticed the gang and called out to them, "Kill them! Hurry! My man can't hold off any longer!" The commander screamed. This got the gang their attention. Lunar grabbed the Wraith gun and started to go batshit crazy on it. It was firing very fast and was gunning down the zombies, as many as he could, while walking backwards. Just as the wave of zombies were dead, a Titan then showed up to try to attack them. It wasn't just any Titan. It was a black charred one. This type of Titan was harder to take down. The gang fired their guns at the black Titan, gunning it down with everything they had. As soon as it approached the gang quickly, it tried to attack them with his attack, but it missed quickly, so that they were able to get away fast enough. Crystal looked to see a young girl, no older than 5, trapped in an abandoned car. She was crying and screaming for help. She was terrified of the Black Titan. Crystal ran towards the abandoned car, with Amber tagging along. The two transformed into aliens as they pried the door open for the girl to get free. Crystal grabbed her and ran towards Fort Pasture with Amber. "We need to take this big thing down. I don't know how many bullets it will take," Fred said. Then Thorn had an idea. She looked to see a large tree that looked like it could be cut down. "I've got an idea. I think it will work," Thorn said. "I could cut that large tree down. If it hits the Titan on the head, it may crush it." "We need a saw to do it, though." I don't know if we have one," Shaggy replied. Thorn then saw a chainsaw by the tree. She revved it up, which it thankfully had gas in it. "I'll lure the Titan near where the tree is, where you cut it down," Lunar instructed. Dusk and Luna rushed towards the tree, as they were going to hold back any zombies that were heading their way. Thorn began to cut down the tree, just as the Black Titan was in the range of where the tree was going to fall. She was going as fast as she could, pushing this chainsaw against the tree with all of her strength. Eventually she cut down the tree, which had started to fall very fast. Everyone got out of the way just in time. The tree fell on the Black Titan, crushing its head as it fell to the ground. "That was close. Let's see if the commander is okay," Fred said. Then the gang walked towards the entrance of Fort Pasture to see the commander. He was okay, and the same with his soldiers. He thanked them for helping his outpost out, as they were almost overwhelmed by the zombies. Once Lunar explained their mission to the commander, he got out his soldiers to get the firearms people to hand over the grenade launchers and grenades to them. Once they got what they needed, the Hex Girls gave him an autograph on his vest, seeing that he was a huge fan of them. He also had heard of Mystery Inc., so he also asked for their autographs as well. As soon as the gang got what they needed, they drove off from Fort Pasture to the wasteland beyond, south of Fairview.